Hi there, Spark fans, Rob Reynolds here. Well, it's the 20s, and as Australian entertainer Peter Allen famously said, everything old is new again. Such is the case with our Pro Micro board. Now this stalwart staple has been a SparkFun favorite for nearly a decade now, but that doesn't mean we can't make it new again. So we did. Introducing the SparkFun Qwiic Pro Micro. This little gem has an Atmega 32U4 running at 5 volts, 16 megahertz, and has the familiar features you know and love, like 9 channels of 10-bit ADC, 5 PWM pins, 12 digital IOs, as well as hardware serial connections for RX and TX. But here's where it gets interesting. We've gone with the more robust USB-C connector for programming, added a quick connector to allow you to run I2C components without taking up any valuable pin space, given it a reset button to make it easier to get into bootloader mode if needed, included an AP2112 3.3 volt regulator, and added castellated pads to make it easier to build this Pro Micro into another assembly during production. The size, speed, and power of this board make it great for small builds that are going out into the wild, especially if you're going to be traveling with them and packing size is a concern. However, when I left my house this morning, it was 2 degrees below 0 Fahrenheit. That's minus 19 Celsius for those of you counting along outside the US, so I'm not going outside to demonstrate anything. Luckily, this board is also great as a human interface device. I threw together this little flight controller, because I figured this seems a lot more fun controlling a flight sim with this than just your computer keyboard. Got a whole bunch of stuff set up here. For this demo, I'm running GeoFS, a free online flight sim with a pretty decent selection of planes and locations, and a really nice selection of keyboard shortcuts. That'll make it great for this human interface device. So over here, I've got my brakes. Brakes are off. Next, I've got a 2-step to start my engine. You can see the propeller there. My engine is starting, slowly but surely. It's a Cessna 172, so it takes a minute. Here I've got control with my joystick. Up, down, left, right. Or is that right, left? Yep, that's right, left. And I don't have my slider set up for throttle yet, because really I ran out of time. So for my throttle, I'm using 2 buttons. I'm using the red one for throttle up, the green one for throttle down. So let's take off. Throttle up, get up to about 80 knots, and we're in the air. This controller can also be used with FSX if you've got that, especially with MobiFlight, and I've also given it 2 joysticks and enough buttons and sliders that you could also use it with Kerbal Space Program. One of the great things about having Qwiic on this Pro Micro is that for a build like this, you can add quick rotary encoders, quick joysticks, quick illuminated buttons, all without taking up any pins at all. Pablo Picasso famously said, "Everything you can imagine is real." Well, sometimes it's going to be up to you to make it real, and the SparkFun Qwiic Pro Micro can help. Pick up yours over at sparkfun.com, and happy hacking! Well, it's the 20s, and as famous, so much for one take, and as Australian entertainer, there's an L in there, and the SparkFun Qwiic Pro Micro. Oh, that was going to be such a nice transition into my next thing, if I only remembered it.